with that one.
And we will get going. So sit down in a position that's comfortable for you. And if you're happy to do so, close into the eyes. To allow then the breath and the heart rate to slow. And allow your story and thoughts from the day and the week before you to drift away. Design through your practice that any thoughts do arise. Just allow them to drift away. And allow you to really focus upon your time on the mat. So tune into the body now at the beginning of the class. And any areas that hold particular tension. Any areas that feel imbalanced. So we're going to work today through some strength training with the Sculpt section of the class. And then some deep stretching into the legs and the hips. So pay particular attention to the legs and the hips. And also to how strong the body and the mind feels. And hopefully after the class you'll feel the strength building within the body. And the deep stretches will allow the endorphins to flow through the body and allow you to feel more relaxed and released. When you're ready, breathe in, lift through the spine, open into the eyes. When you exhale, take the chin down to the chest. Inhale, come up. Exhale all the way up to the ceiling. Back then to center. So again, tuck the chin in a little bit deeper this time. Coming up to center. Exhale all the way up. Back to center. So one more here. Tuck the chin all the way into the chest. And feel the stretch increase from the midbrain all the way down the central nervous system of the spine. Inhale, come up. Exhale all the way up to the ceiling, shoulders away from you. Feel the openness through the front of the throat. Coming back then to center. Taking then the left ear to the left shoulder. Drawing the right away in opposition. When you're ready, breathe in, lift up, take it over to the other side. Right ear to the right shoulder. Drawing the left away in opposition. Breathe in, lifting up. So we're going to take the right arm across the body. Left hand's going to draw it in. So the elbow's going to be as straight as possible. Drop in then that right shoulder down. Looking over then the right shoulder. Draw it in a little bit deeper. Look past that shoulder. When you're ready, head comes back to center. Your arm comes up and over. So the hand's going to come in between the shoulder blades. And then the opposite hand's going to draw that right elbow back. From there, unravel over to the other side. So left arm across, right arm draws it in, dropping the left shoulder down, looking over then the left shoulder. When you're ready, draw it in that little bit more, look past the shoulder. When you're ready, arm comes up and over, hands in between the shoulders, drawing that left elbow back. So we'll warm up the upper body. We're taking the arms out to the side. Spread and separate the fingers, first finger to thumb. Roll forwards with the hands. I need to sort out my speech. I'm recording on the 10th of September. And I can't speak when I'm with you, let alone when I'm on the camera thing backwards. So what am I going to do about my lefts and rights? And the fact that I say, like, was it this morning, was elbows under your shoulders? It's going to be on like a movement TV channel. There's me like, elbows under your shoulders. Not fine. I'm hoping so. And backwards. Pushing into the heels of the hands. Spread and separate the fingers. Third finger to thumb. Forwards with your circle. Oh, we've got a dog. Dog's joining in, Meg. Backwards. And push into the heels of the hands. Spread and separate the fingers, little finger to thumb, forwards with your circle. Pushing into the heels of the hands. into the heels of the hands. So your hand's going to come down right side, left arm alongside the ear. So really twist out from underneath, breathe, go and expand into then that left side. Walk the hand a little bit further away, increasing that stretch. You guys stay there. I'm going to change the playlist because I've just realised if I upload this forever it won't play because of the songs. Right, when you're ready, breathe in, lift up, then move the arms over to the other side. Walk the hand a little bit further away. I sat here all night as if I'm going to definitely I'm stretching. Okay, let's pop that one on for the beginning and we'll change it after. So coming back up then to centre. Hands come in front, interlace the fingers. So think about spreading and separating the shoulder blades back behind you, chin to the chest. When you're ready, breathe in, lift up, palms come to the ceiling. So I've gone for this playlist because it's a bit rockier, so when we do our weighted stuff, it's not quite so slow. And hands come behind, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back and down. And then I'll change it when we come to our stretching to a nice, quiet, lovely one. Otherwise I'm not going to be able to send it to him because I can't move it. Okay, when you're ready, come forwards. Your forehead comes towards the mat, arms come up, back behind you. So you might be comfortable quite high up. You might find that you can bring the forehead to the mat, arms all the way up and over. When you're ready, breathe in then and lift up. So take the legs out in front of you. We're going to point through the toes. Lift then the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. And roll through, point the toes. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. And again, roll through, point the toes. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. And then we're going to sit up slightly taller. We're going to lift and fold. If you can't get to your toes, it doesn't matter. Just bring them either side of the legs on the mat. It's not about the deep stretch, it's just walk. So when you're ready, breathe in and lift. Exhale, fold forward towards your toes. When you're ready, inhale, lift up. Exhale, forwards a little bit deeper. And again, lift. So this one we're going to stay down for a few breaths. So flexing forwards towards the toes. So take hold of the toes if you can get them, relax the hands down by the side. If not, think about lengthening the torso down towards the thighs. And when you're ready, slowly roll up. Vertebrae, head, neck and shoulders coming up the last. So we're going to take the legs wide. So coming into our straddle stretch, flexing through the feet, making sure that the knees face upwards. And then just take the hands in front of you and walk forwards. Keep walking those fingers forward. But again, it's not about the depth of the pose. When we go into our stretches later, we will revisit this pose to see how you feel when you get there. And when you're ready, roll up. Bring the legs back together and wiggling through the knees. So we're going to come round onto an all-fours position, roll through our cat-cow stretches, and then a little warm-up into the arms before we then start with our sculpt section. So, hands underneath the shoulders, shoulder width apart, fingers nice and wide spread, knees underneath the hips, hip distance apart, front of the feet flat then on the mat. So when you're ready, round through that back, drop the head, drop the tailbone, push the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. On the inhale, drop the belly to the mat, lift the head, lift the tailbone, look up. Exhale, rolling through, dropping the head and tailbone, pushing up. Inhale, belly to the mat, lift the head, lift the tailbone, look up. One more, drop the head, drop the tailbone, push up. Inhale, belly to the mat, lift the head, lift the tailbone, look up. coming back then to the neutral position. So we're going to roll through the section where we've done before. We draw a knee forwards and the front of the foot's on the mat. So we're going to draw the head and knee towards one another. The first time round, we'll just tuck our toe, push the, stretch back through the calf. Other side we'll do. The second time around, when we draw it in, the leg's going to come up and back behind us. Same the other side, we'll then drop it to stretch. And then the last time, it's going to come in, we're going to take the leg up back behind us, and then we're going to come down with the chin and the chest centre. Elbows are going to squeeze right into the rib cage, chin and the chest centre come down, and then you're going to keep the leg up back behind you, and on your inhale, push the hands away from the floor, tuck the toes, push and stretch. Okay? So, when we are ready, left side's going to lead. So, the left knee's going to come forward, squeeze together. Exhale, then take that left leg back, tuck the toes under, pushing and stretch through the calf. Coming back to the neutral position. Same then on the right side, so the right knee comes forward, squeezing the head and knee towards one another. Take it back, tucking the toes, pushing and stretch through the calf. Back then to the neutral position. So this time the legs going back and up. Keeping the lips parallel. See, it's these moments I'm talking about. Keeping the hips parallel rather than opening your hip. Keep the hips parallel. Lips can do what they want. Goodness me. Left one comes forward. Squeeze it together. Take that leg back and up. So keep the gaze down between the palms of the hands. And when you're ready, drop the toes on that left side and push back. Back then to the neutral position, same on the other side. Right knee comes forward, squeeze together. Take it back and up, keeping that gaze low. And then again, tuck the toes as you stretch through the calf. Back then to the neutral position. So this time we're going to add in that lower down with the upper body. So squeeze the left knee forwards. Take the leg back and up. Now keep the gaze between the palms of the hands. Draw the elbows into the ribs, lower the chin and the chest centre. Lift the leg up, 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 up. Nice. When you're ready, inhale, push into the hands. Tuck the toes, push and stretch through the calf. Back then to the neutral position, same then on the other side. So the right knee comes forward, squeeze together. Take the leg back and up. Gaze remains low, hips remain parallel. Elbows into the ribs, lower down. Lift that leg up, up, up. On your inhale, push up. Tuck the toes, push and stretch through the calf. Dropping the knee down, taking the hips back to child's pose. So the hips come back onto the heels, stretch the fingertips forward, rest the head down. Take a few breaths here. When you're ready, breathe in and come up. So we are going to hold our plank. When do we get the weights? I would like them, I think, near to the front of the mat, because when are we going to grab them? There. So we're going to come into our plank position, hold that for a while. We're then going to do a half push-up before going through our chaturanga. So you know the bit where we lower in our sun salutations. So we're going to hold our plank for a little while. Elbows in. Now option here is to drop the knees. So you can either do this on your knees or from the plank. So you're either doing a half push, so you stay here and then push up, and then lower down and into our sun cells. Or you lower from the plank. So you're doing a half a push up, elbows in, and then lower down and come into your up dog, to your downward dog. And from there, we're going to step forwards to our fold. So you've got the option to do it on your knees or on your toes. So it's just that movement through our chaturanga, but knees down, knees up, whatever you want to do. And then it'll be up dog or cobra, depending on whether your legs connect with the mat or whether they're off the mat. And then when we come forwards, we're going to grab onto those weights and come up into our chair pose initially. So just have them by the front of your mat if you're using them. If you're not using, you're going to do the same movements but with nothing in. So, to our plank positioning, I think that's what I've gone with, I think that's what I've written down. That's what we're going with now, even if it's not written. Keep it there. It is, and then from there is the next bit. So we'll do this bit first. Otherwise, I'm going to confuse myself, let alone everybody else. So fingers are nice and wide spread. You want your shoulders, elbows and wrists in alignment. You're going to tuck the toes and lift the knees back behind you. So keep the shoulders above the wrists, draw the knees up, push the heels back. So where your bottom's low, not high, and not too low that you're hanging. So think here about pushing through the palms of the hands and extending the crown of the head forwards. Pushing those heels backwards, length through the body. Now option here is to drop the knees or keep the knees up. We're going to come to our half push. So lower down, push up. And then we go through our chaturanga. So knees down or up, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale now, downward dog. Now walk the feet forwards towards the hands, into your forward fold. Now we're going to take hold of the weights if you've got them, and have them just hanging down by the side, but take the legs up and back to chair pose. So you're lifting with the chest, taking their hips back. So you're sitting in your chair pose. So we don't want the bottom stuck out, tuck the tailbone under. So nice and deep in the legs. You're going to then send the chest center forward slightly. We're going to bend the elbows and kick the weights back. So tricep kickbacks. And in, out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10. Now we are going to place, I'm coming back to the front, place the dumbbells down on the mat, hands if you're not using them. We are going to step back to a 3-legged dog, and then we're going to lunge back through and lift our weights with us. So we're going to have the hands on the weights as we step back to downward dog. So step back to downward dog. Now lift the left leg up in the air. When you're ready, you're going to bring that foot through between the palms of the hands. And then as you rise, lift and bring your weights with you. So you are in a high lunge position. Now we are going to straighten that leg and bend again for 10. As we straighten, we're going to bicep curl. So really engage the bicep and squeeze. So when you're ready, breathe in, lift up, straighten the front leg, curl up, nice. Bend and lower. And again, lift. And lower. Lift and straighten. And lower. Lift. And lower. I think that was 5 or 4, can't remember. Lift up. That's 5. Lift. 6. And lower. I need to turn the sounds off on my phone. Lift. And lower. 3 more here. Lift. Lower. 2 more. Lift. Lower. Last one. Lift. Lower. So weights come back down to frame your front foot. Again, we're going to step back to downward dog and bring the opposite leg forward. So downward dog. lifting then the right leg into three-legged dog. So this time the right foot comes through between the weights, and we're going to lift into that high lunge. So draw the back knee up, push the heel back. Same process this side. When you go, you alright? Yeah. Your knee.
No, my foot.
When you're ready, lift up with your ankle on the knee, wasn't it? And lower. Take the weights off this side. Up. And lower. 3. Squeeze your thighs together. And your knees lower. You start squeezing and you get a bit more balance. Lift. And lower. Hurts more, Mikey. Lift. And lower. Going with 5 because I chatted again. And lower. My counting skills are not the best. Woo. And lower. 2 more here. Last one, lift. And lower. Bring those weights down again, either side. And we're going to step back to downward dog. And then walk the feet forwards to meet the hands or between the weights. Release into a forward fold. When you're ready, bend the knees, slowly roll up. Head, neck and shoulders coming up. Okay, so we're going to take a warrior stance this time. Yeah, sure, I want to move my mat. No, I think we're going to turn back to straight on afterwards. We are going warrior, twisting. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to show you this way before we start. I'll then stand this way because midway through we are going to turn ourselves back to the lunge position. So I'd rather that you could kind of see me from here when you turn away from me on one of the sides, whichever side it will end up being. So we're going to take a warrior stance, and our weights are going to come up at shoulder height. So you're going to lift and straighten, and then lower and bend. So you want to make sure this leg is strong, so you're not sort of flexing behind, extending too much behind the knee. So draw up the quad and draw that calf forwards. So we lower and straighten. So we're going to need 10 there. From there we're going to twist round. We'll be back to our lunge position. I can't remember what we did with arms. Till I look, I've forgotten. Okay, we're going to fold forwards and then lift. So you're using your back muscles there. So you're squeezing the muscles together. Little bend in the elbows, you don't want your arms straight. Little bend. Okay, and then we'll go from there to downward dog. Other leg comes through, exactly the same on the other side. Does that make sense? I'll put you through it as we go. I think I have to do that for my own benefit. Okay, so take a warrior stance. So take your right leg back, left leg's going to take the bend. Now the outer edge then of the right foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Make sure that your heel and the front foot is in line with the middle of your back foot. Nice deep lunge into that left leg. Out of front face. So push that front knee out and that weight's going down the outer edge of your back leg. So then bring the weights up, elbows are at shoulder height. When you're ready, inhale, straighten that front leg, lift. Exhale down. And lift. Exhale down for 2. Inhale and lift. Exhale down for 3. Lift. Down for 4. And lift. Down for 5. Lift. There's 6. And lift. Use your bum. Lower. Lift. Lower. 8. 2 more. Lift. Lower. Lift. and lower. So bring those weights then to your heart center. We're going to pivot the back foot round. So you're twisting into a runner's lunge. If you want to, you can heel turn the foot out so you've got a little bit more stability. So we're going to flex forward and bring the weights down underneath that front leg. So they're going to come out, squeeze the back muscles together, little bend in the elbows, lower down. And again. And lower. Lift and squeeze the back, lower. Lift and lower. Lift one side and lower halfway. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. 3 more. Lift and lower. 2 more. Lift and lower. Last one. Up and lower. So bring those weights or your hands either side of the front foot. Step back to your downward dog. Or my leg. So push the heels down towards the mat. Drawing back from the dumbbells or your wrists. Now lift up the right leg. Right foot comes through between the palms of the hands. We're going to drop and twist that back foot round. Heel toe the front foot into the middle if you need to. And lift up to your warrior stance. So make sure your legs are comfortable. Outer edge of that back leg taking a lot of the weight, bending into the front knee. Arms come up to shoulder height. When you're ready, inhale, straighten the leg and lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. And again, lift. And lower. Lifting up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down, halfway. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more. Lift. And lower. Last one. Lift. And lower. So dumbbells can come to your heart center. You're going to twist that back foot round. And then if you want to, you'll toe the front foot out. So weights are going to come down underneath that front leg. Chest center comes over that leg. Push the back heel backwards. When you're ready, little bend in those elbows. Lift, squeeze the shoulders together. And lower. Lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Lifting up. And back. 1 more. Up. Back. Halfway. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. And lower. 2 more here. Lift. And lower. Last one. Lift. And lower. Bring those weights to front foot, step back to downward dog. Nearly done on the weights. Walk forwards to a fold. And then just hold opposite elbows and hang. When you're ready, bend the knees. Grab the weights and slowly roll up, allowing the head, neck and shoulders to be the last to come up. So we're going to go back into our chair pose, where we did the kickbacks. We're going to do 10 more of these. Then we're going to bring the weights to our chest centre. If you want to, you can put them on your shoulders. And we're going to narrow squat and push up. Back to the narrow squat, push up. So really think about trying to get your legs parallel on that squat. Only 10. So it's nice and parallel. Your bum and your thighs parallel to the floor. Yes? Okay. Then we're nearly done. Then we've got abs and we're finished. And then we've got lovely stretches. Very sweaty. I'm just sweating again. Okay, so I'm going to take my weights to my chest. It is up to you whether they're near your chest or up by your shoulders. Not yet, not. So we're going to do the kickbacks first. So hips come back. Tuck that tailbone under. Flexing forward from the hips. When you're ready, take your weights back. And in. Squeeze. And in. Back. And in. Back. And in. Halfway here. Back. And in. Back. In. Back. In. 2 more. Last one. Right, we're going to come from here and take our first squat. So down, 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 push up. Nice, back down. Push up, nice and low. Down, push up, down, push up. One more is halfway. Halfway. Push up, down, press. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Okay. 10 little ab ones and we are done for this part. Then we stretch. So I'm going to quickly show you. We are going to, weights or no weights, entirely up to you. We are going to have the arms up. We're going to sit up, press for 3, and lower down. Sit up, 3, and lower. So weights or no weights, completely up to you. If you don't want to sit up, you can do a crunch and then a chest press for 3. So then crunch and chest press. If I know sit up time for everyone, they can hurt your backs. So you've either got a crunch and 3 chest presses, or a sit up and 3 shoulder presses. Alrighty. So lay down, either way. Arms up if you're sitting up. And just have the weight by your chest center if you're crunching. When you're ready, lift. Either way. Nice. 1, 2, 3. And lower. Lift. 1, 2, 3. And lower. I'll take a picture in a minute. Up. You look awesome. 1, 2, 3. Back down. Lift. 1, 2, 3. That's halfway. There we go. Up. I'm going to take a picture while you're here. 1, 2, 3. Lower down. And up. 1, 2, 3. Lower down. And up. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. Lower down. And lift. 1, 2, 3. And lower. Lift. Last one. 2, 3. Lift. Slow, 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 slow. You can lose your weight. Knees into the chest. Oh. Throw the weights. Okay, take a couple of minutes, get a drink, and have your blocks nearby. I'll give you a couple of minutes to bring the heart rate down a little bit. If anyone's is up. So what arms? They'll look tomorrow. My arms never do that. So take a couple of minutes, no rush. No rush, no rush. This nice bit, next bit's lovely. And splitty. Well, we're not going to go into our splits, but we're working. So all of the moves that are in here will work you up towards ending on your splits. You know, when we use blocks, I'm not going to go quite that far today because we don't have enough time to stretch it out entirely. But what I will do is one day put the whole of this class together and end with working on the split, because the split style stretch I've done is a 45-minute class. So we can do that, but then add the splits on the end to make it our hour class. But we're just going to take snippets from it today to stretch out. But what I want you to do is lift the arms. You don't have to stand up, you can stay sat down. Just lift the arms up, pushing the ceiling away. And then bend to each side. The fly is grabbing it inside. And again, other side. And back. One more each side. And over. And then release, bring the left arm across, give it a squeeze in, just because our stretches are predominantly legs. I want to get this stretched out now. Look over the shoulder, correct that a little bit more. Again, up and over for your tricep stretch. And other side, arm across, draw it in. Drop the shoulder down. Give it a bit more look past the shoulder. Or into the shoulder. And tricep on this side. Okay. Relax and release. So have your blocks nearby. I'm going to use them regardless of whether you can touch toes, touch the floor. Anyway, so everyone is going to need them. Not for the whole bit, we will move them out of the way, but I just want everyone to have them for the beginning. So blocks or cushions, maybe if you've got any at home. I'm changing music a little bit, so it's not nice and stretchy music. And that one. Okay, so we will start. How are we doing for time? Yes, this bit. So we're going to come into a low lunge. So I want you to bring your left leg forwards. So your foot's forwards, and then the back knee is on the mat. Front of the foot then is flat on the mat as well. So we're going to lift the arms up and sink into the hips. Now what I don't want you to do is sink into the hips like this and hang. You want to make sure you've got engagement through that front thigh and the lower abs, and that you're pushing your hips forward rather than sinking and hanging. So you're just pushing the hips forwards. We're going to bring the arms up. We're then going to have the blocks either side of us and lift, pushing into those blocks. So have them either side. Ready and waiting. Little holes in my glitter. Like tiny little, like exact holes in my mat, but it's little bits of glitter. Shiny. So have those blocks ready. So think about the engagement through the front thigh and the lower abs. Lift the arms up. And then exhale a little bit of a back bend, pushing those hips forwards. I also find here if I engage my glutes, I'm less likely to hang. That used to be my speciality. Look how low I am in my lunge. No, it was not working anything at all. So really push the hips forwards. When you're ready, lift up, hands then come to the blocks either side. She says, too far away. So again, think about pushing the hips forwards. Now from here, just take the blocks to the side for a moment, and you're going to move your hand inside that left foot. So you might want to heel toe it out a little bit. Tuck the back toes and lift the knee up. So really push that back heel towards the back wall. Then think about just rocking forwards and back on those back toes. Now make yourself still, push the heel back, stretch the arms forwards. Big stretch, stretch, stretch. And when you're ready, walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, dropping the back knee down. Now, next bit is optional. You can stay here pushing those hips forwards, or you can lift the back toes up. And then your right hand can take the front of the right foot, shoulders squared back to the front of your mat and squeeze the foot in. But it's optional because it's not necessarily pleasant. When you're ready, release then that foot back down. So blocks are going to come in front of you, inside that front foot. And then you're going to come down onto the forearms, into our lizard pose. So again, breathing into the front of that, to that left hip, and you're opening the front of the back hip as well. Option is to remove a block or both blocks, coming down onto your forearms. Option again is to lift that back knee, but in this lower version of the stance. When you're ready, drop the back knee, dropping the front of the foot, or the front of the foot, coming back up onto the palms of your hands. Now when you tuck that back toe, you lift the knee slightly further forward so it's under your hip, because it would have slid back through our stretches. And then we're going to take each block either side of this front foot. Now we're going to push our hips back and straighten the front leg. So push back and straighten. Now I want you to lift the toes, which means you may need to wiggle that foot forwards a bit. So you're in a nice flexed position. You're bringing your chest centre towards the thigh and your head towards the shin and the ankle. Option is if the blocks are up too high, you can take them down lower, or you can disregard them entirely and place the hands either side of the front foot, drawing then the head towards the shin and the ankle. When you're ready, then that front knee, sole of the foot comes onto the mat. I'm just going to say palm of the foot. Yeah. Hands frame the front foot. We're going to step back to downward dog and then bring that knee back through into pigeon on this left side. Tuck the back toe, lifting yourself up. Back to downward dog, lifting the left leg. So you're in a three-legged dog. Now bend the elbows and bring the knee through between the palms of the hands. Back knee drops, front of the foot drops. So you can use the front of the back foot to wiggle yourself deeper into your pigeon, and then have your blocks either side. Now often we'll come down into this pose, we're not going to stay. You're right, what crown? Gin and tonic. So you want to think about then lifting the breastbone up and sending that back foot back. So you want energy through the toes, and make sure you're not on a slant, that your hips are parallel to the front of your mat. Really draw the shoulders down the back, lift the chest centre up. And then disregard the blocks for a moment. Option, bend the back foot. I apologise in advance. Right hand takes the right foot. Your shoulders are going to square back to the front of the mat and squeeze. You got it, that's it. So squeeze, 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 but all the way towards the bottom. That's done it. Now you're going to push that foot back into the hand to contract through the thigh muscle, and then again draw it in a little bit deeper. Squeeze, 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 shoulders nice and square. And when you're ready, release back down. We are going to tuck the back toe, come into downward dog and step bend the right leg forward with the same sequence on the other side. Up and back we go. With one leg that feels decidedly longer on my side. Right leg lifts. Bring that foot through between the palms of the hands, dropping that back knee, dropping the front of the foot. Oh, is my internet gone unstable? Are we all right, Meg? It just shone up. Oh, we're all good. It's back. So, in then your low lunge position, have those blocks either side of that front foot. Engage the quad and those lower ab muscles. Lift up. Exhale back. Keep pushing the hips forwards. When you're ready, lifting up. Hands then take the blocks either side. Keep pushing the hips forwards. So you can place the hands on the knee if you'd rather than use blocks. See? Blocks. This is exactly what I mean. Have my own little language. Oh, so much so the blocks have left me. Okay, when you're ready, move the blocks out of the way. Hands are going to come inside that front knee. So you might want to walk the toe out a bit. In into that slightly lower position. Shining the heart centre forwards. Turn on the side so you can see this side of it there. So we're going to tuck the back toe and lift the knee up. And then hold it here. Then when you're ready, you're going to rock forwards and back. I'm going to creep now so my feet are on the floor. From here, stretch the hands forwards. Pushing the heel back behind you. And when you're ready, bring those hands back up. Drop the back knee down. Option, bring the foot up. You can remain in this position, pushing the hips forwards if you want to, or you can take the back toes if you can find them, and squeeze the foot into the bottom, making sure those shoulders are square to the front of the mat. When you're ready, slowly release back down. And then you're going to move that foot out of the way again so that you can come down into your lizard. So if you're using blocks, bring yourself down. Keep breathing into your front hip. Again, option here as you begin to open up on this side is to remove the blocks and come down onto your forearm. Not onto one floor. I should not be doing that. Option again, tuck the toes, lift the knee. Push that heel back. When you're ready, drop the knee back down, lift up. So we're going to come up to downward dog and pigeon then on this side. So downward dog. Right leg lifts into your three-legged dog. Right knee then comes through between the palms of the hands, drop the back foot and walk yourself up. So roll the shoulders back and down, blocks either side of the body. Except for this one's the same way. Really lift the chest center, energy through those back toes. When you're ready, remove the block. Option, bend that back knee. The hand's going to take the front of the foot. Shoulders then come square to the front of the mat. Squeeze the foot in towards the bottom. Ouchie. When you're ready, push the foot back into the hand. Contract the muscle. Add your balance. And then squeeze it in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax the foot back down, tuck the toe, we're going to come up to our downward dog. Holding it here, draw back from the wrists, shoulders roll back and down, engage the upper arm muscles, push the heels towards the mat. One more breath here. And when you're ready, your feet are going to walk forwards to meet the hands. Into your forward bend, you need to keep your bend here, if you would like. Bending the knees then, slowly lifting the arms up. Even that bit's made me sweaty. Bringing your prayer to your heart center. So we're just going to go back to that wide fold position. Here's a word from my face. That we were in before. Get a little bit deeper into that and then we can lay down for relaxation. So last bit, sit yourself down and take a nice wide stance. Flexing through the feet. Knees are up towards the ceiling. So we're going to take the hands and walk the fingertips forwards. So think about where you were last time in this position and see if you now can get a little bit deeper. Deeper? I was looking at Kate and your knees look so sore. You should have rolled your mat up. I'll give you another mat, bless you.
I rolled my mat up.
Did you? Oh, I'm sorry. You look like you got skin like me. I breathe like a peach. That's what I was supposed to say. I breathe like a peach.
I bruise like a peach.
And I go very red. Okay, stretch forwards, forwards, forwards. Pushing those heels away. Joanna, flex your feet. Lovely jubbly, thank you, darling. So really stretch. Option now is to take hold of the feet or the toes and use that to draw yourself down. So really think about the chest centre coming down. Caitlin's having a snooze in the back corner over there. So really lower down, 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 down. That chest centre is coming between the legs. 2 more breaths here. Keep breathing. When you're ready, slowly roll up. Bringing the legs in together. And a deep wiggle, wiggle through the legs. And then you can lay down. When say put say oh my god, thank you. Still hot from like the belly bit, I think. So I will turn the lights down. Ready? If you lay down in a position that is comfortable for you. Allowing then the breath and the heart rate to slow. Then now at the end of the class, how the body is feeling. You worked particularly hard through the strength within the body tonight. So really notice how the body is feeling after the Sculpt section of the class. Hopefully you'll feel the strength gathering within the body. So you're using your muscles this evening. And then I want you to tune in to how the mind and the body feel and their connection together. We will use this relaxation to deepen the connection between the mind and the body. We used our breath to deeply get into our postures in the latter part of the class today. So hopefully you'll feel that connection between the body and the breath through this. Our breath allows us to slowly get deeper into the postures and allow the muscle fibers to relax and release. So now I want you to draw that attention to the space between your eyebrows. And allow your focus to fall here and drift deeper into your mind's eye. I want any story and thoughts from the day or the week before you to just drift away. If you find that thoughts do arise, acknowledge their existence, but then allow them to drift away like wisps of cloud. Do not give them any energy. So I want you now to visualize in that mind's eye space the vision of a very quiet and peaceful beach. Almost as if this beach belongs purely to you. I want to give you a couple of seconds, a couple of breaths now to really allow the visualization to crystallize within your mind's eye. And then each time you inhale, I want you to think about the waves of the sea coming up towards the shore. And as you exhale, the tide drifts back out to sea. Really focusing now on the connection between the movement of the water with your inhalation and your exhalation. I now want you to start to think about what you feel from your visualization. Think about the sand beneath your feet, in between the toes, whether this feels warm from the heat of the sun or damp from the tide coming in and out. Think about the sensation on the soles of the feet and the connection your body has to the earth within your visualization. Really feel as if the soles of the feet are becoming part of the sand beneath you. Allowing the sensation that you feel as the feet slowly sink slightly into the sand to deepen that connection. Thinking now about how the water feels as the tide comes closer to your feet. Whether the water is warm and relaxing, or whether it's cool and refreshing. Allow your visualization to tell you what you're feeling. Thinking about the breeze upon your face, through your hair. Whether you can hear the sounds of the water, the sounds of birds nearby, or just the sound of your breath. Allowing the visualization to really crystallize not only now within your mind's eye, but also with the feelings that you feel within the body. Perhaps you think about the fingertips touching the water, or running the sand between the hands. Feeling the warmth of the sun on your face, the cool of the breeze on your cheeks. And notice what you may smell here. Whether you can smell the heat of the summer's day, the salt of the sea. Really allowing this quiet, peaceful beach to imprint upon your mind's eye, to visit back at any time. Feel all those sensations from the soles of the feet, the things you hear, the things you see, the things you feel. Maybe even the things you taste. Perhaps you can taste the salt in the air. Or as you inhale, feel the sun and the heat. So with this vision now imprinted upon your mind's eye, I want you to slowly allow that vision to drift deeper and deeper into the mind's eye, not to be lost, just to be put away for safekeeping. As you begin to draw your awareness back into this room around you, but gently wiggling into the fingertips and into the toes. Drawing the knees then into the chest center one by one, and giving them a squeeze into the body, gently rocking from side to side. Allowing the mat and floor beneath you then to massage into the back. Slowly rolling over then onto one side and pausing there for just a moment. Using your top arm then to push yourself up to a comfortable seated position, still with the eyes closed. Draw the palms together and rub the hands together to create heat and energy between the palms of the hands. Place then the palms over the face and breathe in the heat and energy you've created. Opening your eyes then to the darkness of your palms. And then slowly parting your fingers to allow the light to naturally come into your eyes. When you're ready, breathe in, lift the arms up. Bringing your prayer then past your brow center to your heart center. Namaste. Namaste. Yeah. I only went over by 3 minutes.